We're starting off with beginning percussion here. We have some members of other groups that are also filling in, and we're going to be playing Begin Transmission by John Herndon. I'll tell you a little bit about the next piece. So our next group is what we call the intermediate percussion group. It's really kind of the equivalent of the symphonic band level, but percussion ensemble. We're going to play a piece called Now the Day is Over. It's by John Wilmarth. This one was a chance for us to kind of slow down, play something that allows us to let the music breathe a little bit. In percussion, a lot of times we just think loud and fast when we're hitting things, but this one is actually more of a lullaby. It was written by John Wilmot. It was dedicated to his son. And he sang it to his son as a lullaby. And then was inspired by a poem and the song that he sang to his son to write this piece. So the poem, which was called Now the Day is Over, goes like this. Now the day is over, night is drawing nigh. Shadows of the evening steal across the sky. Now the darkness gathers, stars begin to peep. Birds and beasts and flowers soon will be asleep. Looks like we're just about ready here. Our next group that's coming up is our advanced percussion group. So these are our percussionists in wind ensemble. This piece actually is the 6th wind ensemble percussionists. We were going to play a new piece for you at this concert, but with festival season and all of the crazy busyness and other music that they had to prepare, it didn't quite pan out. So we're going to play Ephemera, which we played at a concert here back in March. But since then, they've taken this piece to state, and at State Solo Ensemble, we got 3rd place in the large percussion category out of the state of Oregon, which is an awesome And so we'll play it one last time, one final performance for them of Ephemera by Francisco Perez.
Good evening. Thank you all for being here. This is the concert band. We're going to play two pieces for you. The first one is going to be solo by themselves. It's called Armory, written by Randall Standard. We hope you enjoy. we're now gonna combine forces with their symphonic band and play something that the kids picked out, being our end of the year concert. We like to play things that kids are really excited about playing and maybe represent some part of their childhood. So we're gonna do the Pokemon theme. So if you had a child or you play Pokemon, hopefully you'll recognize this one. Before we do that, I do wanna recognize the percussion ensemble once again. We did not have a percussion ensemble prior to the pandemic, but we were able to hire Mrs. Sorensen on as our percussion instructor. The interest started growing and growing and growing, and from the last 3 years that she's been here, we've gone from not having one, never sending a percussion ensemble to state, to being able to not only go, but also place third. So a round of applause for the percussion ensemble led by Mrs. Sorensen. members of concert band that are learning new instruments, so they were getting their original instruments. That's why we kind of delayed a little bit. But this is symphonic band. We've had a really awesome year this year. We're going to play 2 pieces for you. The first is an arrangement of Václav Nellivel's Festivo. We hope you enjoy. If you were a member of Symphonic Band that received an award at our awards banquet, can you please stand to be recognized? If you were a member of Symphonic Band that got an award at the awards banquet, can you please stand to be recognized? All seniors in Symphonic Band, can you please stand to be recognized for your 4 years of work here at McKay High School? We're going to close our Symphonic Band set with a Disney Spectacular. We hope you enjoy. On stage is our wind ensemble. This is our top performing group here at McKay High School. These students have come a super long way since the beginning of September. They've worked incredibly hard throughout the year. We've had some really cool highlights, such as our wind ensemble retreat, which kind of is always a yearly looking forward to. And then this year we were able to make the state contest down at Corvallis, and for the first time in program history and in school history, this wind ensemble was able to win state this year. So give them a round of applause. I'll be passing out some awards after each song. These are kind of perpetual awards. They're names that get sketched into a plaque that's here forever. But we'll do that after the first song. As we talked about with the other bands, they kind of get to pick and choose. With Wind Ensemble being pretty senior heavy, always is kind of just the typical trajectory of students. The seniors get to pick what we play. So we had nothing to do with it. They went with the theme of playing stuff they really enjoyed through the past year. So if you're a senior parent, you've heard all these songs. If you were around last year, you'll probably hear at least one of them that you've heard today. They are all also like incredibly energetic and in your face. We call these closers. So we joke that this is the set of 3 closers and a ballad. So after the first song, you're gonna be like super amped and ready to go. We still have 3 more left. So this is Ride by Samuel Hazen. So that we used to close the set that actually there's 4 members of they were all freshmen in wind ensemble when they were freshmen. They're all now seniors. There's 4 of them. We closed our district set with that piece, and they were all baby freshmen. Actually, Emily, who played the saxophone solo, her older sister Elizabeth played it when she was in the band. It's really cool. We're now going to do something we did last year a ton. We played it for our winter concert, and orchestra liked it so much that we played it for our symphony orchestra for our stage set there. This is Danzon number 2 by Arturo McKay. We hope you enjoy it. While we're waiting for percussion, hello. Oh, hey. We'll pass out one of our 4 awards. Every year we give out a Classroom Excellence Award and a Most Outstanding Band Member. This year we have 2. I could not pick just one student to kind of give this. And these go on plaques that hang in the band room and ideally are there forever. For the first person who deserves the Classroom Excellence Award, this is someone who's kind of bounced around our program playing various different instruments. One of the students that took I'm gonna make the grass greener on my side to heart, constantly in practice rooms with other people, teaching them about the instruments they're trying to play, helping them understand how they all function. Someone, I truly can't think of someone more deserving of this award, and this award goes to Hayden Ho. our second Classroom Excellence Award, the perpetual award that stays on the plaque forever. This goes to a person who, for all 4 years, has just been one of the most consistent people. They grew a ton in 4 years, but it's one of those things that the growth was slow and steady and constant. And they got to a point where it was one of the best players in our ensemble, in our program, that we've really ever seen on multiple different facets. But that wasn't just the thing. It was they were able to connect with people who also felt shy and reserved, and encourage them to step out of the shell, encourage them to try things that they maybe didn't think they were capable of. You see it all, this person's impact all throughout our ensemble. You'll see it for years to come. The Classroom Excellence Award goes to Emily Vasquez as Bureau. This next piece is a piece that Hayden has been dreaming to play for at least ever since I met him. This is the third movement of a larger piece called Liz and the Bluebird. It's going to feature Hayden and also Ide on flute. We hope you enjoy. Thank you all for your continued support of your students here. They truly do amazing work. I am very fortunate to be here and work with your students on a regular basis. When get together with other band colleagues of mine or music colleagues and peers and mentors, they always remind me how lucky I am to work with such awesome kids. So thank you for the work that you've poured into them. Students, thank you for making this what it is. As we talked about at our banquet, band is what you make it, and they've made it a very special place. Before we play our last song, I would like to recognize all of our seniors that are graduating and playing their final piece with us. Seniors, can you please stand? You won't meet a better group of people. We're really proud to call them McKay alumni, and once a Royal Scout, always a Royal Scout. They're going to do great things in this world. We're just fortunate we got to see them for 4 years. Go to sit down. Our last final perpetual award is the most outstanding band musician. I saved both of these for last because they came in together. They're going to go out together. I think if you know these two students, you know that they're always together. They're not the same person by any stretch of the imagination. They've all grown in very different ways, and to see their relationship maintained from, we're talking tiny in the gym at Washington Elementary School right out of COVID to what they are now. They were our drum majors. They're the heartbeat of our program. They're fantastic musicians. And that is like the smallest bit on the resume. They've done more than anyone can really put into words. We're forever grateful, we're forever indebted. It goes to Ulysses Flores and Dominic Morales-Padilla. We're going to close with our third closer of the night. This is the finale to a whole suite in F. This is called Fantasia on the Dargeson. You heard this played with orchestra this year. This was one of their state pieces. It's a really fun piece. This was the first concert that the four seniors that made it, Emily, Hayden, and Dominic and Ulysses, when they were freshmen in one ensemble 4 years ago. This was the very first piece they played. So they wanted to end with it as the last piece they played in high school. As you see, Ulysses is playing a tenor sax, which is once again not his main instrument. But that's what he played when he came here to McKay. So we hope you enjoy. Thank you again for being here. And here's The Dargeson by Pulse. Thank you all. Next Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, we have our marching band camp because it is, yes, in time for marching band. We go 4:30 to 6:30. We'll be here and we'll make sure everyone gets to know each other and gets the proper communication. But please check your emails, check your Parent Square. If you haven't joined Parent Square, please join. I will see you all later. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful summer, and I'll see you in the fall.
Oh, you know him too? Oh, I styled his hair today.
You styled his hair today?
Yeah, I don't know if you can tell. It looked better when he was over in the back. His hair stubborn.
Well, it looks good. Yeah, I have a lot of more photos. I have lots more photos.
Where are you going?
After high school, then I go to Willamette. Yeah. I prefer that because they have a good program for the and also, I just say like, I don't really feel like going to Dallas or Washington. I feel more comfortable staying.
Hey, Eric.
Hola.
Hi,
Nice
Eric.
performance over there.
Yes, good
Thank
job.
you. Anything you'd like to say to the camera?
More cameras, what the heck?
Yeah. Anything you'd like to say?
Huh?
Anything you'd like to say?
Hi.
All
Look
right.
back.
Huh?
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 Have a good senior year, y'all. I don't go to school.
All right.
If I stayed in Salem, I would have.